Hey guys, what is going on today? Tomcat here, and welcome to a brand new video in SpinTires MudRunner where we're going to be checking out a brand new map in the La Luna map series called, basically, American Wilds. Now, it's basically called V1.1, La Luna 10 V1.1 American Wilds, but the reason why it's called American Wilds is because this is pretty much a vision of what the American Wilds expansion could supposedly look like. Now, of course, there's a lot of creative liberty taken here, and there's really nothing for him to go on as far as what it would actually look like. So this is what American Wilds would pretty much look like inside the map maker's head. Now, how true to life this map is, we don't know yet because we haven't seen anything. But going off of everything we've seen so far, it actually seems like a pretty decent idea. Now, I'll go ahead and be completely honest with you guys. This is take 2 of this video because my hard drive filled up the first time I tried to record it, and now this second pass through, I'm hoping not to have any issues. Now, I wanted to come to this spot because as you come through here, it almost reminds me of the river in that very first rendering that we saw with the American Wilds logo and the semi-truck and the Hummer and stuff like that. It really reminded me of that, and I kind of wanted to come this way because this trail feels like it was heavily inspired by that. And this map is by no means anything super dramatic or super, intense, but you get up here and you have these massive views. You have these massive views, you have these huge cliffs, you have a lot of verticality, and those are all of the things that I am hoping that we get in the full American Wilds expansion. Now, say what you will about whether or not the American Wilds expansion is actually coming. I mean, they have said it's coming, and, they've given us the release date and everything like that, but really and truly, we haven't seen anything concrete yet. We've only seen that rendering and the logo, and to be brutally honest, guys, I am not necessarily that I'm doubting them, but more along the lines of I just really want them to show us something. Show us something that we can actually, take back with us and go, oh, okay, this is actually being worked on, and this is there, and, we've seen some gameplay. We know it's all real, and like I said, I have a pretty good idea that this is what it could look like, or at least similar to this, because, we're talking about a lot of verticality, which, American logging locations sometimes have, sometimes not. And, we're talking about a lot of, fir trees and stuff like that. an American, logging location sometimes would have a lot of fir trees. Now, of course, depending on where it was set. Now, the game is pretty much, most likely set in the American West. I mean, that's where everything is hinting towards. That's what everything is pointing towards. And, of course, that's what this map feels like it was modeled after. It doesn't feel like the Russian backwoods that the stock SpinTires maps have always, felt like, which is surprising to me that it wouldn't feel like that because, honestly, that texture's missing. But it honestly, to me, I would, if you had told me you were going to use most of the same textures, I would say, well, your map's pretty much going to feel similar. Well, not necessarily. He actually did an amazing job. Wow, that ends right there. Okay, this road doesn't go anywhere. But he actually did a really good job making this map feel fresh and making it feel like it was something genuinely different. And that's hard to do. That's really hard to do when all you have to work with is the map design itself and not necessarily the textures and objects. Now, he did add some of his own custom objects, I will say, and the custom objects do have a nice place here, but the custom objects mixed in with some of the factory objects make it a little strange sometimes. Sometimes you'll see a couple of buildings, that will have have writing on them that isn't in English, and that's kind of one of those things where it does detract from the experience of it being a American Wilds map, supposedly. But at the end of the day, if the American Wilds maps themselves, if the ones that actually come to us are anything like this in style or in, the way they're arranged or whatever the case may be, it basically, they've got a winner. Now, honestly, I just want to see it. I want to see it done, and I want to see it, I want to see it done from the perspective of, like, I don't know, just one of those things where I want to see what's being worked on in the studio. I really do. And sometimes I understand that that's not possible. I genuinely do. I genuinely understand that there's certain things that they have to keep in the studio and that they can't let out. I was thinking about driving down in there, and then I had second thoughts. But I understand that there's certain things that they have to keep behind closed doors. But a trailer, or at least a couple screenshots, something more than that title rendering would be really awesome to see for multiple reasons. One, because it would give the community something to go on, and it would give the community, it would basically tell the community, like, hey, we're here, we're working on this. And I know that they might, they may have said, yeah, we're working on it, just give us time. But, you got to give the community something. At some point, man, you got to give the community something. And I think a lot of the community, myself included, is not necessarily getting frustrated with the idea of American Wilds, but is really starting to want more, or to want to see more. Now, also, if the American Wilds expansion, which I don't know if it's going to do this or not, but if it has anything like what I just drove up, if it's got, like, big, massive peaks like this, that in itself would be one of the coolest things to ever happen in, like, a factory SpinTires map. I say factory map, which is not really a gaming term. It's more of like a car term, like, when something is stock as the way it is from factory. But it generally kind of, sometimes certain things bleed over from the car stuff to the gaming stuff. And, what are you going to do on that one? But really, you guys know what I mean when I say a factory map. A factory map with stuff like this would be incredible. Now, we're going to switch vehicles now, and I think we're probably going to go with the CJ Buggy, because the CJ Buggy will go everywhere. The CJ Buggy will go absolutely everywhere. Now, not only that, though, in fact, I want to go over to this Silverado real quick, because I'm just now getting... Oh, God. That was really weird. The game did not like that. Okay, now it did. That's super weird. Sometimes the game glitches out. And when I say the game glitches out, sometimes it really glitches out. Plow, we definitely don't need that. Trailer, not right now. So we're going to go ahead and set off in this guy real quick. Oh, let's disable the garage. Now, this thing, I haven't driven in a very long time, and in fact, I actually feel like it'd be a really good fit for this map. The actual Silverado dash is really cool, but the in-game dash is really weird and freaky, and it just doesn't work right, and that's why I'm not going to sit in the interior view. But heading down the main road, I want to say that, honestly, like I said, you see a lot of things that either look or feel like it, like an American location or like an American map. But you also, you also see that, like, this map really was heavily influenced by everything we've learned so far about American Wilds, the expansion pack itself. And I think not only is it good that he took all of that stuff into consideration, but he actually really put it all to proper use. And, if we have actual, like, fuel stations and gas stations like we see right here, that would be, like, the icing on the cake, to be honest, dude. Like, that would be so cool. I would honestly be so happy to see that I don't know if I would even be able to, like, I don't know if I'd even be able to contain myself if I knew that this is what we were getting, but, like, dude, like, if we had some actual, like, garages and stuff, like, real garages like this, whoo, that would be pretty damn awesome. And, well, I'm gonna go ahead and drive. Wow, it just bounced off of that. Yo, this is a new texture. I don't know this texture. This is cool. So we're basically at the, okay, we're at the other end of the map now. And really, I could see American Wilds itself looking like this. At least something like this. If you guys think that American Wilds should look like this map, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm really genuinely curious to see what your guys' opinions would be on American Wilds as a whole, and what you think it should be, and what you think represents an American logging map in terms of, like, in terms of how it relates to SpinTires and the MudRunner, experience and community. Whoa! That's awesome! It was like a rock slide there, and, like, he actually cut out the rock slide. That's insane. That's super cool, like how he cut out the rock slide in the mountains and then actually planted the big rocks there on the ground. That's awesome. Like, stuff like that is literally the attention to detail that sometimes the stock maps don't even have. And genuinely being serious on that, like, sometimes the stock maps, I feel like, don't measure up to some of the mod maps in terms of quality and in terms of, like, just pure cool and, like, just pure cool factor. I mean, out of all the stuff that they could put there on the map, they put that, and it's like, wow, that's, not only is that cool, but it's like that extra step, you know what I mean? And this map really, I think, you know, at the end of the day, it does a good job of representing, like, anything and everything that you could put into the American Wilds expansion that would make it fun. I mean, you know, tight gravel roads, you know, really rutted backwoods roads, big cliffs, rivers, streams, gas stations, all of these things, when put together, could make for an absolutely incredible expansion and map. And I think that he did an amazing job representing what American Wilds could be as an expansion, and could be to this series, and could be as a game, frankly. So I genuinely am excited now, actually a lot more excited than I was before, for the American Wilds expansion, and I want to know what you guys think. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below if you think the American Wilds expansion, if you think we'll see more about it soon, or if you think they're going to push it back. So, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to click that like button. Let me know your opinions in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Talk to you guys later.